Welcome, everyone. My name is Jim Lal-Tabak. This is a healing energy treatment that we do just about every week. Took a little time off over the holiday, and everyone's welcome. Been doing it for the last 4 years, and well, so the first thing I just want to give a little bit of backstory to some of you who are maybe newer about. Back in 1982, I had a near-death experience. I came in contact when I left my body, came in contact with some kind of entity, and I was in a place where all the all these, I hesitate to call them people, but beings had no face. And this entity said, "Well, I'm sorry, but," and I said, "Oh, I want to stay here. It's so peaceful." And they said, "I'm sorry, you have to go back to your body, but here, you can take this." And it gave me this glowing orb, multicolored, like a rainbow type orb. And back into my body I went, back into the pain body that I had uh, accumulated at the time. And ever since then, I've been on a healing journey. And part of my mission is to help others discover their gifts and realize them. So that said, one of the theme I chose for today was to let go, let go of the past, kind of a classic, New Year's type theme, and then allow new things to come into our lives. And it really does have a lot to do with energy work and energy consciousness, is that we need to make space. We need to make space. If your being is full of, if you dragged your past with you, and that's going to block new things coming in. So part of what I usually do is I clear some of the sort of the karmas and the baggage that we bring in with our, that we carry along unknowingly a lot of times. But it's down deep into the spirit consciousness. And so I'm going to start with that, that there are oftentimes what's connecting those memories is some kind of emotional or attachment, so that the emotions and resentments, things like that, or even love, they act like a glue that takes those things energetically into our present being, and then it stops. And if you can hold on to them if that's what you want. It's not like I'm going to clip them and they disappear. Any kind of intention that you want, right now, what I would say is let's think of things that we don't want to carry with us, right? I mean, there are certain memories, and things and beings and inspirations, mentors that you want and that are good to have with you. And so we don't want to cut off all that stuff. What I recommend is finding the things that feel like, the lead, dead weight, the anchor that that really stop you from coming forward in your life. So if you can think of some of those things, and you don't have to if they don't come up, I'm going to ask, in a sense, have the intention that the universe releases you from some of those attachments, so you can, and forgiveness does play a big role in this. So I'm clearing and encouraging forgiveness in this treatment. So forgiveness and releasing those emotional, that emotional attachment baggage to those things that are sort of crowding, they crowd out perhaps something that might otherwise flow into your life. So I'm going to work on increasing the flow in and also increasing some of the flow out of things that perhaps either that you can think of that you don't need, or things that maybe you don't even know that you don't need, but they're acting like space holders, for we only have. I mean, the universe also works, in the physical realm and the emotional, mental realm. It all sort of mirrors or sort of follows in those paths. And we only have 4 to 8 short-term memory slots, and so if they're always occupied, and they keep getting filled, then you wonder why you don't have any memory anymore. So we want to be able to give a little space for that too. We want to clear some of the mind chatter so you can get quiet, settle down, breathe. Notice what comes up. So this is also very common that we let go of one thing and then something pops in, right? It's just the nature of the being and our beings, and we want to have some intention to let positive things into our lives. I think that can be very helpful, to even just think that way, that that's what you want. We want to move toward what we want, and and not force anything either, but just have the idea, like a just an idea, that a thought, an intention that comes to mind, and then let that go, and we'll energetically sort of support you in sort of like a cosmic wind blowing. You could say, you can think of that, and that you don't make the wind just passes through, and you want to let that wind, you don't want to catch it in too much of a sail right away, because you don't want to get blown too far at one time, so a little bit at a time. Otherwise you might want to, but you might find yourself, around the other side of the globe or something. I also want to welcome anyone live streaming on Facebook, anyone that's come in, just relax. And if you hear this replayed, know that the energy, it's like a sound wave. It can carry the power and energy as it's rebroadcast. So I also have a YouTube channel that you can revisit if you choose to. So that's also available. So it's still letting go of the past right now. If so, here's partially how it can work. Let things come up, memories, perhaps sometimes things that are uncomfortable. Let them bubble to the surface, and then don't dwell on them. Sort of let them go. Think about other things, so you don't just dwell on it. And then I'm going to clear some of those out if they've come up to your consciousness. And then think about, let's go on and think about things that you, um, maybe some intention that you have, something that you would, and it could be as simple as just wanting to be open to new things, or you can be specific with, you know, inviting something specific. Like, some people it's a relationship, or, whatever it is, financial, love, kindness, peace, anything you want, that either, and it's not just for you, we can invite this into the field of our awareness into the planet, um, or for others. You can also focus and have your intention and attention to support others. And sometimes we're misguided in our, um, what we think is supposed to happen. So the universe is going to, course correct. So we don't have to worry about it. You can have good intentions, and sometimes you might think that there's a unintended consequence, and sometimes it's not what we wanted. So um, be aware that that all we're I always add in for the highest good. For the highest good, we want to add that as a little kind of a tail or ending to whatever our intention is, and that way um, we've enlisted the higher forces, the multitude of forces in the universe to support, because we certainly can't figure it out ourselves. Too many moving parts, as I say, sometimes. So take a moment and just see how you're feeling. Uh, I want to send out some energy to anyone who's struggling with their health, whether it be emotional, physical, mental, all those things, spiritual, psychological, psychic, and and um, just send that positive healing energy out to all those who, there's plenty that we hear about in the world, through the media, that of people who are suffering, and so we want to be able to have some compassion and send positive energy. You may know someone who's recovering from illness, physical, who's suffering. I do want to say that from my experience, suffering is very difficult, but it is also very cleansing. And from my experience, it's very motivating to change. It's not something, the worse suffering is, the more um, the more the more that force to get off the seat, and change the mind, change the direction. So I definitely experienced that when I almost died. It was like, oh, you better do something about this, and it's still working on it. but it's definitely You know, when you see someone suffer, you can have compassion, but you can also know that perhaps there's some positive aspect that is there to nudge them in a direction, and that's something you can't do. So, at any rate, that's my sort of 2 cents on that experience. When we see people suffer, when we see experiences of trauma and all those things. Okay, so from here, let's see, where am I? Got another 10 minutes or so. I'm going to start broadcasting some just calming, cool, sort of coherent energy. And you can take it, let it come through you, and then also with your intention, you can send it wherever you want. So we don't want to just hold on to it like as if we got this gift, and you want to share that. Like, let's say if you got say a beautiful fruit basket, and you can't eat all that fruit, so you want to share that with others. So the same with when we get something, a gift of energy, we want to be able to not just keep it for ourselves. We want to share it, and let it go. So let it come in and let it move out. And if you like, you could use a classic receptive position, and that is left palm up, right palm forward. And you rest your left palm in your lap, and you have an intention of receiving, and then you hold the right palm forward, and that's your broadcaster. That's your um, means of sending the energy forward. And as I've talked about in the past, the energy comes up through the left, crosses the heart. So we're sending love, heart energy, and it comes out and send it out through the right side. So just let as effortlessly as you can. You're not trying to make anything happen. You just know that there's a you might make a few uh, sort of like priming. I call it priming the pump. You just start that intention, and the eyes sort of cross from the left through the hand, up the arm, across the heart, and then out through the right arm and through the right hand. And you do that maybe a couple times in conjunction with inhalation, and you get to the heart, and then you exhale and send it through. So that's sort of the basic structure of this exercise, and then you let it go and let the energy just come. I mean, it could come in through the crown. It could come from your feet. It doesn't really matter. The point is, everyone has a different sort of energy signature and way their body has been conditioned. And so whatever that is, just let something come in, and then send it out. And I'm just giving you one option. And then after you've done that, just soften and release. Release even a little more, deeper, less control, just letting the flow of the universe, flow of nature, the intelligence of the universe and nature. Let that be the guide. So we don't have to do anything. We just gently observe. So while you're doing this, you can feel, just observe sound, sight, smell, touch, taste, thought. Just gently watching things flow in and out of your consciousness, letting go of any need, any effort. Scanning through your body and see if there's any place you're holding tension, anything at all that you're, you know, using any kind of muscular control. You might have to lie down, and that's okay too, if you're able, just to really let go completely. But if you're really comfortable sitting, of course, it's fine. And I just want to say, I don't know what other, your belief system are. There's a few newer people, but the whole concept of interconnectedness, you know, if you if you feel separate, if you might feel separate, but the reality that all science, even and spiritual traditions, know that we're all interconnected, that there's unseen quantum entanglement, so to speak, and of all things, and that all things have an intelligence. Okay, good. So we're going to just wind ourselves up a little bit here. Um, and what that means is that we'll take our hands, place them in front of our heart, breathing nice and easy, expressing gratitude for any peace, any experiences of love or joy, or even even the even the difficult ones. Sometimes we have to dig up old stuff to get rid of it. We have to clear things out first, and so sometimes that can be difficult. And but letting that go is really, really helpful. It doesn't all happen at once, right? So, but from here, we'll take our palms, face them toward the heart. Take a nice inhalation, drawing energy from into the body, allowing it to permeate every cell, every region, every layer of energy bodies. And then inhale again and turn the palms out. Turn the palms out and exhale, sending energy out into the world. Anything that you're holding on to, it can be positive, negative, whatever. We give it back to the universe. And I've heard some people talk about compost. So if you have hard feelings, you can let them go. You don't have to keep them and think like, oh, this is going to hurt someone. No, because the universe knows how to take everything and redistribute and reuse and move things around. We're not that, some people, we get to think that we're so important, but we're just little grains of sand on the beach. So we send it out. Good. And then bringing the hands back to center. Well, thank you all for coming. And I didn't see Mike there. He must have popped in somewhere. So anyway, I want to thank you all for coming. Have a beautiful rest of your week and happy new day. That's my new thing. Happy new day. Every day. Happy new day. So we can keep celebrating all the time instead of just once a year, right? Or even 3 times a year for all the different New Years from different cultures. But yeah, happy new day, and see you next week, same time. I will send out a reminder. It may shift, not Thursday. This was a holiday kind of a after New Year's special thing. So yeah. And if you have any questions, let me just put something there. I have my phone number here and in the chat now. And if you choose, you'd like to contribute, and those of you online, you can always contact me through direct message or through my website, bodymindmedicine.com. Bodymindmedicine.com. You can catch me, call me or text me, and first text, of course, because I like to know who I'm talking to. So anyway, great. We'll see you next time. Peace, namaste, and thanks again for coming. So take care. And I'm going to hit the button.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, see ya.
Yep. See you around, you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks so much.